Let me introduce you to Sarah. Sarah's a young mother who's recently been reading online that getting her kids vaccinated might put them at greater risk for autism. In particular, she just read an article by Jenny McCarthy. Now, normally Sarah might take this article onto Facebook and Twitter to talk to her friends about this, but she's found that Facebook and Twitter aren't really great places to have serious or controversial discussions. Maybe you've had this experience. So, luckily, a friend of hers told her about a new site called Fiskkit. So Sarah takes the Jenny McCarthy article, she goes to Fiskkit, and she signs in right away, one click, with Facebook. And she sees a bunch of articles here, but she wants to talk about the Jenny McCarthy article. So she goes up and she puts in the link, hits the button, and she immediately gets dropped into somebody talking about this article. And she takes a look and sees what's going on here. It's comments on individual sentences within the article. Now, in the blogging world, this is what's called fisking an article. It means going through an article line by line and rebutting it, citing sources, getting really deep in on the facts. Now, Sarah really wants to put in her own thoughts, so she goes up and clicks the big red Fiskkit Now button. She gets a clean version of the article. Now, there are 3 sentences of this article that Sarah really wants to talk about. She clicks on the first one. She sees what she has here is a place to comment on this particular sentence, but she also has this palette of tags here that she can use to describe the sentence for whether it's true or false, whether it contains really common logical fallacies like cherry-picking the evidence or a straw man argument. She can describe the sentence as unsupported or having biased wording, which is pretty common on the internet. She could also give it credit and say, hey, this is funny, well-researched. Now, this particular sentence, Jenny McCarthy is saying, hey, I'm not just doing this for myself, I'm doing it for my family. And Sarah says, look, I read a whole Daily Beast article that dispels that. So she puts in the link, and she describes the sentence as unsupported and biased wording, because Jenny McCarthy's cloaking herself in motherhood. She goes to the next sentence. The next sentence, Jenny McCarthy is saying, hey, people out there on the internet are being inaccurate about my position. And Sarah's done her homework. And she says, you know what, that's true. She clicks on the true, and she gives Jenny McCarthy some credit there. She skips down to the bottom of the article, where Jenny McCarthy is saying, hey, people say I'm against all vaccines. And here Sarah puts her foot down. She says, no, that's not what people say. They say that you're interposing your judgment for that of medical professionals and encouraging other people to do the same, and you're putting kids at risk. So Sarah puts that into her comment, and she says, you know what, Jenny McCarthy, you're mischaracterizing the argument against you. That's a classic straw man argument. It's very common. We see it in op-eds in the New York Times, Wall Street Journal, and now Sarah has a way to actually call it out. She clicks on the link and goes up, because now Sarah said everything she wants to say about this article, but she wants to talk to her friends about it. She wants to know what they think. So she shares it to Facebook and says, hey guys, let me know what you think about this article. Now her friends can see that, click that link, and come back to back to Fiskkit to have a place to talk about something they wouldn't be comfortable talking about on somebody's Facebook wall. So her friends have come in and they've given their thoughts on this article. And so, as Jason would say, imagine a world where you have all of these intelligent people focusing in on this one article. What could you do with that? Well, now something very cool happens. Sarah's able to go up to the top and click the Insight button. And now she clicks the Insight button and she's able to see the distribution of all the tags on this news article, as well as the most common tags. Now she scrolls down, and now she sees the article again, but this time she sees only those tags where an unusual number of people have all put the exact same tag on the exact same sentence. And what you're looking at is an objective, statistically valid description of this news article. What we've seen is we have crowdsourced a fact-checking of this news article, of any news article, of every news article. And that's the promise of Fiskkit. Fiskkit is building a forum to talk about news that matters, that favors facts, logic, and civility. Fiskkit's live today. Thank you.